Die with your boots on is a phrase that's meant a lot to me over the years. I take it as meaning, as long as you're fighting for what you want, it doesn't matter what happens. Don't just sit back and let the world take you. The first place I remember hearing it is on Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind album. There's a track titled Die With Your Boots On. It's a fairly heavy track about, I don't know, I haven't really read the lyrics, but I take it as this guy's being attacked, he's going to be killed pretty much, and it's a call to arms saying throw on your boots and fight these people because at least you're fighting to change something, and if you die, well, you were going to die anyway, so taking the initiative and striking back is way more honorable than anything else you could have done in this situation. That sense of fight or flight really hit home to me when listening to this song. I don't particularly like the rest of Peace of Mind, but this song specifically just hit home and I instantly loved it. The rest of the songs on the album eventually grew on me, but it's definitely the reason I purchased the album. I've been trying to live my life with that in mind, but we all get lazy and let things slip by, which is pretty unfortunate because we'd have a lot more cool stuff in the world if everyone fought for what they thought was right. Not necessarily fight, hurting people is objectively wrong, but you know. Another thing that shares the same message of like, throw your boots on and fight for what you want is One Piece. The motivation of the main characters in the show is exactly that, die with your boots on. Luffy, pretty much the main character, even says, I can die smiling as long as I'm fighting to be the king of the pirates. I know it'll be tough, I'll have to fight guys that are way tougher than me, but as long as I'm fighting for this goal, it doesn't matter what happens to me.
できるかどうかじゃない。なりたいからなるんだ。海賊王になるって俺が決めたんだから。そのために戦って死ぬんなら別にいい。
He really shows that it's alright to fight for your dreams as long as you keep fighting. Like, as soon as you cower or give up on the dream, all of it's meaningless. Luffy's someone who has a lot of skills and strengths, but the reason why you care for him is that he isn't just whimpering in a corner and complaining about problems that show up. He's always ready to take on a challenge and actually apply those skills and work through the trouble. A fairly popular YouTuber by the name of Casey Neistat.
Well, that was a crime, you purse-scrubbing pukes. And this is the penalty. 2 minutes for slashing, 2 minutes for hooking.
One thing he said is it's important to work through your problems, instead of just thinking about them and letting them dwell and sit. Just keep working and eventually you'll figure them out. An example I'd give is, while I'm programming, if I run into a problem, I can't figure out how to get a level to work right, or an enemy isn't behaving like I want them to, and I don't really know how to adjust their behavior to attack the player in a way that's fun. I see it better to work on other things in the level, or just change up what you're working on, work around the problem. And eventually you'll come back and have a new idea to change the enemy. Instead of moving this fast, it'll move this fast, his field of view will be this big, he can see this far away, and design things that might help. And a big part of that is, you get burned out working on certain things. Taking a break on a specific thing and working on something else is nice once in a while. It lets your brain refresh. And taking a break extends to even like I don't know, instead of just thinking about the problem, work on something else or sit down and play a video game for a second. As humans, we do get burnt out. We can't work on the same thing day in, day out and still enjoy it. So being able to take a break for a day or two and come back to it is important. My problem is, if I do take a break for too long, I have the hardest time coming back to it. It may be that I need to document stuff, or I need friends to push me back into working on something, but once I start forgetting what I was working on, it's incredibly hard. And I know all I need to do is look at my code, work through the steps, and figure out how it works again. It's just a skill I never picked up. It's probably the thing I'll work on the most. And I mean, that's why I like making videos. I can sit down for 3-4 hours, record me saying some stupid shit, and then I'm done with that part. I can save it, listen to it back a couple times, come up with the idea for what I'll have in the background, record the gameplay footage I need, and then throw something together and put it up on YouTube the same day. My attention span is long enough for me to do that, and, I think it's pretty cool. I can make something that maybe someday someone will care about. Anyway, see you in the next one, as some people might say.
Those suffering from cabin fever may show signs of irritability, listlessness, and similar symptoms resulting from long confinement or isolation indoors.